Hi, and welcome back to Mind-Body Relationship, where we talk about the mind, the body, and the relationship. Hi, my name is Emerald Hill, and joining me is Dr. Laurie Hill.
Hello there, Emerald.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah. Well, today we're going to be talking about, a little bit anyway, about pain management.
Oh, okay.
And you think about a time when it is that you've been in pain, because pain actually can be a couple of different things, right? It can be actually physical.
For sure.
You're right. There's something actually really wrong with your body.
Right.
Or it can actually really be emotional.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes emotional pain can manifest itself in a physical pain.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So did you want me to give an example of that?
Sure.
I find when I think back on situations that have made me feel uncomfortable, I tend to tense my body up, and it's like, here's an example. I remember a time when I was in college and there was a girl who didn't understand boundaries, and she eventually would come up to you and grab you by the throat.
Whoa.
That's really big. And I remember just the pain, not the pain of necessarily of being held there by my throat, but the fear that I felt was physical. It was a physical tension on my neck. And sometimes, when we were doing the butterfly thing, it sends me back to that moment where I felt like I was afraid for my life.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is a really good representation of how it is that a mental pain can manifest into a physical pain, right? It's an actual physical sensation, right? So it's really good just to be able to recognize that those physical sensations can actually really be changed by changing the emotion, the mind.
Right.
Exactly. So let's think about, and then we have here a lemon.
I've been eyeing it. I'm worried you're going to make me taste it or something.
Well, you don't have to literally taste it, but just actually really bring it up in your imagination that you are really going to taste it.
Okay.
Right? You're going to shove that sucker right in your mouth and chomp down and suck on it. All right, go right ahead. Just bring that into your mind. You're actually really doing it.
My jaw is tensing. Everything is like...
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing how it is? It actually really impacts you in a physical way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this demonstrates how it is that the physical response is actually really connected to just simple thoughts.
Right.
There is a biochemical connection in regards to a physiological response.
Well, that makes sense. I mean, I guess it's a way for your body to keep you safe. Right.
Oh, exactly. That's really, really good. Yeah. So it outlines how it is by changing your thoughts, you can actually really change your reaction. You can change the feeling of pain.
Well, that's really great. That would be great.
And that change of pain is based in decreasing the stress response.
Right.
When we're actually really changing our thoughts, we're reducing our stresses. We have a biochemical response where it is that we're actually really releasing anti-stressors.
Okay, good.
Okay, so being able to change the mind actually is able to change the emotions, which is actually able to change what it is that your reaction really is, right?
Right.
And in the case of pain, it's really important to be able to stay in the here and now.
Right.
Right? Not to talk about hope, not to talk about, if only, but actually really to say, I really need to deal with this.
Right.
Part of the meditations that we are also posting are to do with releasing, just like what it is that you're talking about, the trauma response, right? And all of the different emotional components that go with that trauma response.
Okay.
And how it is that it manifests as a physical response in your body.
Right.
So releasing whatever it is that those emotions are that are associated with the traumatic event is actually key to being able to release that from your body and no longer carry that around with you.
Right.
So it's really good just to be able to connect with the meditations by identifying, well, what are all of the emotions that go along with that event that you just described? So you've got the trauma of the event. What other emotions come up for you?
Fear, anger. I was really angry. I am really angry still for a really long time. I've never had somebody invade my space like that. It feels so entitled to hurt me in such a way.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? I guess sadness that I didn't, disappointment in myself that I didn't just react. You know?
Oh, okay. That you let it go on.
Yeah, I let it happen, and I feel angry at other people in my class and myself because she did it to them and no one said anything.
Wow.
She did it to them before she did it to me and no one reported her, and I didn't report her. Instead, I reacted in a way like, and I saved everyone else but myself. Like, she would go up to everyone else and do it, and I would react to her, but I never said to her, like, don't ever touch me. Like, I should have just went to the dean and said, this is what she did. I want her expelled. Because that was grounds to do so, and she never got any consequences.
Wow. Oh, okay. So there's an element of, it sounds like, some guilt, perhaps.
For sure.
Some shame.
Yeah.
That went along that you actively needed to have done something and did not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really good if you're experiencing some physical pain in which you think is actually really a manifestation of emotional pain.
Right.
Right? It's really good to identify, well, what is the emotional pain that might be going on for me from whatever it is that has happened to me.
Right.
Right? Once it is that you identify that, then to go over to our meditations.
Right.
Choose a meditation that has the exact same components, just like all of the different components that you were talking about, right? And just slowly go through every single one in regards to releasing that pain.
Right.
And then once it is that you do that, then chances are the emotional manifestation will disappear, and so will the physical.
Right.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That sounds good. Exactly. All right. So if you are experiencing any kind of emotional pain, right, it's really good just to be able to recognize that, just like what you were, experiencing just in the thought of sucking on that lemon.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That there's several, different layers. It actually really does affect your entire body. Right? Just when it is that you bring up the imagery, just like you were talking about, of the traumatic event, it also, too, affects your entire system, bringing out the stress response. And when it is that you bring out the stress response, you also bring out an inflammation response.
Right.
Right? And that inflammation response is actually really a physical response. Yeah. So have a look down the list, see what it is that speaks to you, right? Once it is that you identify all of the different emotional components, and then just start the process of slowly releasing them.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Laurie, for talking about this with me. And thank you for tuning in. Give this video a like, subscribe, and if you've had experiences like this, or you have experiences of overcoming those traumatics, please comment down below. We would love to read them. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you, and bye for now.
Bye for now.